Hello, everybody. How's it going? I'm Petro. I am doing a podcast with my good friend Olive, also known as Lady Drasmin. On our podcast, he dives, she thrives. So what we do is we choose a topic and we both talk about it right there and then. We never know what the subject is and we just talk about it. And then the next week, I do a solo video on that subject a little bit deeper in my own personal story with it. And next week, Drasmin will do her solo. And then we'll do a together one again with a new topic and so on and so on. So we're going to be doing this for a while. We have 12 episodes. So this will be my second solo one. The topic is shamanism. So, my background with shamanism is, let's see. When I was 17, I did my first sweat lodge. And I remember it was all new to me. I've been to powwows and different things, but like not, how do I say this? Like as an observer, never like a participant. But I've always been curious and connected to the indigenous cultures since I can remember. So anyways, I did my first sweat with Velma White Eagle. And I remember this was my first introductory to indigenous ceremony and the real teachings of, I shouldn't say the real teachings. Let me just say it was a perspective that she was taught and handed down to her. So anyway, she facilitated and ran the sweat lodge. But I remember when I was going in, she was smudging me. And I remember like she didn't have a huge smudge fan. And I remember almost being blown backwards by the power of this breeze, this wind that was hitting off these feathers. And I felt this energy that I'd never really felt before. And this clearing and this cleansing. And I remember during it, she was speaking and all of a sudden her voice would shift into this ancient man's voice, speaking an ancient language. And I remember in the time in the sweat lodge, it all made sense. Like I was like, I know this language. It all makes sense. It's clicking. It feels right. To this day, I don't know what was spoken, and once the sweat was over, I have no idea. But I do remember that I passed out in the sweat lodge and I went on a journey. And I remember being on top of this hill and looking down, and I ran down the hill to join I saw teepees, I saw the whole community back in the old times. And I was like, I remember looking down and I was dressed in indigenous. I was indigenous. And I remember I went down and I went back to the village and I'm mingling, and all of a sudden I hear trumpet horns. And we all looked up and saw soldiers coming over the hill. And I remember running and fighting, and that's all I kind of woke up from there. The funny thing is later on, me and my ex-wife and my son were traveling through, I want to say we went through Montana, and we went to this little museum area, and they had an outside area. And I don't think it was Custer's Last Stand. It might have been Little Bighorn. It was one of the big ones, but for some reason I can't remember, and it feels like it's blocking me for some reason, remembering it. But anyways, I remember we walked outside and there's this trail, and I remember I turned and I looked down this hill, and it was exactly the same as what I saw when I was 17. And I got full chills. I was nauseous. I was like sweating. I was crying. Oh my God. I was like, my heart felt it. I was just like, oh my God, this is that vision I saw. And everything was like legit. When I was going through the museum, I was seeing things and I was getting glimpses. I was already crying and I was already emotional. So But that was like my first glimpse. And then I remember, like, as far as like beyond that, what I knew about shamanism, really. Funny, I'm wearing this shirt because I remember watching the Doors movie, and the old stories were this Jim Morrison, when he was a young man with his family driving through a reservation, he saw this elder man who was an elder or a shaman or something, and he was dying, and his soul entered Jim, and he would do shamanic rituals and acts and act up on stage. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I remember seeing the movie, and that was kind of like my first perspective, and it was not anything like the real thing. Fast forward my lifetime, and I have been in different ceremonies, whether they're sweats, ayahuasca, other plant medicines, or just sitting and talking to elders. I grew up in Colorado, so I had friends in the Lakota community. And so I remember meeting with elders, and I learned a lot. And I also have friends that walk the shaman path. And from everything they've told me, it's not like what you see or hear in movies or anything else. It is a life servitude. They go deep, and they go way, way within and way out. Because, like, to be a shaman, you have to know all the different dimensions. You have to know how to transverse all those different dimensions. You have to understand the grid work on the earth. You have to understand the connection between everything and all things. You have to understand the plant medicines. You have to understand how this plant can kill you, this plant can heal you. And they're like 15 feet apart. And how to make it. And all the different, there's so much to it. I have nothing but profound respect and love for true shamans. They're the seers. They're the ones that see beyond the veils. They tap into things that most humans on this planet could never grasp or truly understand. And they go way into the darkness. They have to know how to go way back into the dark and in the light, and different beings are in the dark and beings in the light, and how they all work together, how they battle, how they attach to people, and how to get them off people, how to unattach them, how to free people's souls. And there's so much to it. And over the years, I've been in certain places where people are like, yeah, I'm a shaman and blah, blah, blah. And I talk to them and I listen to them, and I'm like, no, you may be on a path, or you may have shamanic qualities, but a true shaman, like, they do their work. They earn their title. And some of these people do not earn their title. They think they do, but they don't. But you know, we're all trying to do our best. We're all like me, I say I'm a mystic. You know, I mean, I tap into things that I can't explain. I see things and hear things, and I connect and communicate with the different gods and goddesses, the elementals, the dragons, the angels, like all of them. I talk and listen to them all the time. Sometimes I'm being manipulated. The dark beings and the dark entities are like pretending to be the light ones. And so it's like, I have to learn. I've had to learn, and I still do have to figure out what is truth, what's not, what is of the light, what am I being manipulated with? Discernment. Holy shit. So much discernment. So it's like, it's trying to figure all that out. And I sure the hell would never want to be a shaman. No, thank you. I'm good. I can say I'm a healer, but really I'm a hollow bone. Basically, I have learned to be really good at being able to put my hands on somebody and allowing Creator and whatever light beings that this person needs flow through me to them. And I'm just clearing myself and opening myself up to allow that to flow through me to them, so they get the healing and the medicine that they need. Usually they're healing themselves. I am just holding space. I'm a space holder, and it's not something that I really want to take credit for, because I didn't do really anything. I'm just like, yo, dude, here you go. And it just flows through. They're doing their thing. But I'm also learning to pay attention to the different dimensions. I'm learning how to pay attention to know when to ask for certain protection. Anymore, I don't fuck around. As soon as I wake up, usually I'm already like asking my spiritual team to help me build my pyramid of protection around me. And I'll make a video about that in another time, because I want to do a video just on that. Honestly, it's a pretty cool little meditation and visualization I use with pyramids, and I work with Creator, the angels, and Master Yeshua, Master Mary. 3 different pyramid protections, and then Mama Gaia. So, pretty cool. But I've learned the power of, or the importance of, needing this protection, because people may not really understand, but there's a spiritual war going on, and it is fucking full on and intense. I'm attacked all the time. All the time. So is everybody else. Everybody is. And most people on this planet have no clue. It's just like, I'm starting to get to the point to where I can hear a news story, or I hear something, and my brain already sees through it. And it's like, I'm already questioning, what is the real story going on? What are they covering up? What are they trying to distract? What is really happening? And so it's fascinating, because that's what shamans do. Like, with everything, they're seeing through all the layers, all the veils. They're seeing in dream time, at wake time, sleepwalking, all the things. So I just have a lot of appreciation and respect for true shamans. And like I said, I'm very picky now, to where if I don't feel that the person running certain things, even if it's an ayahuasca ceremony, if I don't feel that they can hold the container for everybody in the group safely, and to keep them safe so they're not going to get a hit, and to assist with the integration afterwards. If they're not able to do it, or willing to do any of that, or they're talking about any of that, I really don't have any desire to go and sit with them. I might, just because I'm at a point now too where I can protect myself, even in those realms. So that might shift for me, actually. Now that I think about it, now I'm speaking about this, that could shift for me. But it could also not, because I'm huge on protection. And I know that when you're in those states of consciousness, you are an easy target for energetic attacks, anything, everything. So, again, discernment. So, Drasmin has a lot more to share on this subject, just because she studied under a lot of different teachers, and she's walked the path of studying and learning, and spent years of dedication and training. And she still is like, I'm not a shaman, but she knows and has studied a lot and understands a lot of what they really do and how they're doing it. So, my video is going to be a little bit shorter than hers, I'm sure, just because I'm just speaking from my own experiences and perspective. Again, it's interesting how I say I'm a mystic, because I'm all over the place. I'm in different places. So, I mean, some people could say that's kind of shamanic, but Um, to me, shamans are those medicine people. They're the ones that have family lineage, or they have been trained, or they've done and gone to the depths to be who they are, to walk the path that they are walking. And I have not. And I don't want to. I'm walking my own path. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm trying to serve and help people in my own way. I have my own medicine to give. So, and being a shaman isn't that. But being a mystic, there's parts of it that I do, where I do kind of tap into some of that, you know, because I am starting to see through different dimensions. I'm in different places. I don't remember my dreams. I dream in color, and it's very intense and vivid, but I can't always, I have a hard time remembering my dreams. And I do energy healing. And again, I'm just a hollow bone. I'm just holding space. But I know that when I'm working with like brothers or men's groups or my sisters, I'm holding space for them. You know, I hear sometimes if I'm talking to someone who's someone in their family just passed away, all of a sudden they're right there and they're like, hey, can you tell this person this? And I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. That's like channeling, and which, you know, kind of goes with that. I'm speaking light language now. That's a hell of a thing. That's time I feel like I'm just batshit crazy. But the more I do it, the more the words flow, and the more I don't know what I'm saying. Sometimes I get an idea of what I'm saying, or like a feeling of what I'm talking about. But for the most part, I'm just, and it's usually when I am in the mama ocean or the rivers, the forest. But sometimes I find myself to where if I'm in a grocery store or any place, and I feel the darkness and I feel dark energy, and I feel it in me, and I'm just like walking, and I'm visualizing the light coming out my feet roots and my lion tail, and I'm just like, I'm speaking the language, or I'm doing symbols with my fingers without even realizing it sometimes. And I'm just trying to help shift the energy of it to bring in and anchor in that light. So, I mean, there's aspects I do that, but again, I am no shaman at all. So much love and respect to him. So that's about really all I have to say, because, you know, I've had my experiences, and I've met and spent time and the things I do. But again, none of that is I'm a shaman, but it's like I know shamans, very powerful ones and beautiful souls. And they work hard. They work hard. I will add this. I do feel like in ancient times, our medicine people, our shamans, our healers, are those beings in the tribes and stuff. The tribes took care of them. Like, people don't understand that in today's times that we still do need the teachers, the spiritual people, the medicine men, the shamans, the healers. But we also need financial support in those, because we're still doing a service. You know, you're not going to go to a doctor and just be like, oh, cool, you went to school, you did all this work to get this. I'm still not going to pay you, because didn't you become a doctor so that you can help everybody? Isn't that like a higher calling? So why am I paying you? No, that's not how it works. It's just like, I'm an illustrator. I'm an artist. It's just like, I'm not going to spend hours doing a piece of art for somebody and then just be like, well, I don't really want to pay you for all that time. Like, it's good, but it really took you that long and it just cost that much? I don't know. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like, if you worked a 9-to-5 job and you put in all those hours, you would be like, pay me what I earn, what I did. It's value, it's time, it's all the things. So I really do feel like I would love to see our societies collectively worldwide join together to support and help our healers and our people. and just help them pay their bills. Because a lot of them aren't that wealthy. I guarantee you that. And they're not out on Facebook and Instagram saying, hey, look at me, look what I do. No. A lot of them are in jungles. They're in forests. They're on reservations. They're like, they could use the love, the support, and respect that they deserve. So I just want to throw that out there. Because I'm all about like trying to figure out how we can recreate the world to be a better place, and taking care of the people that need to be taken care of is a good start to me. You know what I mean? Just like our teachers. Our teachers in school should be getting paid more than a fucking NFL player or NBA player. Just saying. I have respect for athletes and all the people. I do. You earned it. You work your asses off. You deserve it. But our teachers, come on. Why they're not getting paid? Anyways, but that's just one aspect of it. I'm going on a tangent. Anyhow, it's really hot in here in Oregon, and it is dry. Woo. So yeah, that's my take on it. That's my perspective. I can't really think of much more to share on it. So if you have questions about it or anything else, like I said, I highly suggest you find and do your research and find real shamans. And they're out there, and you'll know when you meet them, because they are a very powerful human being. And they can see all of you. So if you do find them, don't lie to them. Don't hide shit from them, because they'll know. They can see so much of who you are that in ways that you have never seen yourself. So anyways, just show up with a lot of respect and an open mind, open heart, and compassion. So stay tuned for next week for when Drasmin does her video. And thank you for listening and watching mine and paying attention. I suck at saying this, but if you want to hit I would appreciate hitting the like button. And if you want to subscribe, cool. And again, like I'm taking this because I love how Elizabeth April says this, but like everything I'm saying, take it or leave it for what you want. I really don't care if you believe me or not, or I hope it helps in some way. But if not, that's fine too. No worries. Just best of luck and love to all of you. So again, gratitude. Thank you. And have a good evening. Wait, it's night here. It may not be where you're at. Have a good day.